What if Pokémon were real? Not in a game, not on a screen, but right here, in an actual laboratory, with real fusion technology, real energy, real consequences. That question kept our team awake for weeks. And today we stopped asking it. Today we actually did it. Inside this facility we have built something that should not exist. A machine capable of merging two living Pokémon into a single, entirely new creature. We call it the Fusion Synthesis Chamber. It draws power from electromagnetic condensers, bioenergy matrices, and something we still cannot fully explain. The chamber itself took 11 months to build. 3 separate engineering teams disagreed on whether it was even theoretically possible. 2 of them quit before we finished. The one team that stayed worked through every night for the final 4 weeks. They believed in the experiment. The results proved them right. Some fusions were breathtaking, some were unstable, and one of them nearly destroyed the entire lab. This is the full story. We started with Metagross. Few Pokémon command as much respect. It stands on 4 massive steel legs, each one like a pillar of compressed iron. Its body is a cold, silver disk of pure psychic energy. The cross etched into its face is not decoration. It is a neural junction connecting 4 separate brains working simultaneously. Metagross does not feel, calculates. Every motion is precise. Every decision is optimal. It is a living supercomputer with the power to crush boulders and move objects across a room with thought alone. Then there is Chandelure. Chandelure floats in silence. It carries 2 ghostly flames that drift and curl like fingers reaching for something unseen. Those flames are not fire in the traditional sense. Scientists believe they burn with spiritual energy pulled from the environment around them. When Chandelure enters a space, the temperature drops. Shadows deepen, and sometimes people report feeling something being pulled gently from their chest. Chandelure absorbs the essence of living things without malice. It simply exists in a dimension slightly beyond our own. 2 Pokémon. One cold and mechanical, one warm and haunting. We placed them both inside the chamber. The chamber sealed. Pressure gauges climbed. Blue light poured through the observation window. The energy display pulsed in slow, rhythmic waves at first, then faster. Steel met spirit. Calculation met instinct. The fusion sequence lasted 47 seconds. When the chamber opened, what emerged was something our entire team stood in silence to observe. The fusion carried Metagross's body structure, but wrapped in a dark, semi-translucent shell that flickered with ghost flame. The 4 steel limbs now ended in wisps of purple fire. Where Metagross once had cold, blank eyes, the new fusion had 2 deep amber flames burning steadily from within. The cross on its face glowed violet. We called it the spectral construct. Nobody spoke. The lead researcher finally turned around and wrote a single word on the whiteboard. It said, "Proceed." We wrote everything else down. And then we moved on. Hawlucha is a wrestler built by nature itself. It is small but terrifying in motion. Its wings are not for long flight. They exist to redirect momentum mid-air. Hawlucha launches from high points, folds its wings tight, and drops onto opponents with precision strikes that shatter stone. It fights with flair but also with ferocity. Every move is theatrical. Every landing is calculated. And it never, under any circumstance, backs down from a larger opponent. Sceptile is the jungle made animate. Its arms are lined with razor-edged leaf blades that regrow almost instantly after use. Its tail is a living tree branch. Sceptile moves through dense undergrowth without disturbing a single leaf, then explodes into speed when it chooses to strike. It is the apex of the forest, patient in waiting, explosive in action. Its leaf blades can split stone, and its speed outpaces almost anything on open ground. Before the fusion, our biologist noted something interesting. Both Pokémon share one defining trait. Neither one has ever been recorded losing a fight it chose to start. Hawlucha picks battles based on pride. Sceptile picks them based on precision. The chamber hummed louder this time. Green energy and golden light mixed behind the observation glass. The fusion took 53 seconds. There was a moment near the end where both energy signatures seemed to pull apart, as if resisting each other. Then they collapsed together in a single bright flash. What walked out of the chamber was lean, fast, and visually stunning. The fusion carried Sceptile's tall, agile frame but wore Halucha's wing cape across its back like a living cloak of broad leaves and feathers. Its arms bore Sceptile's leaf blades. Its legs were powerful and coiled like springs. We called it the Canopy Striker. The testing zone had 5 moving target drones set to high-speed evasion mode. The Canopy Striker launched from a standstill. It cleared 4 meters in a single leap, twisted midair using its wing cape to redirect, released 3 leaf blades simultaneously, and landed behind all 5 drones before they registered movement. Every drone was hit. None of them had detected the strike incoming. It was over in under 2 seconds. Kingdra lives in ocean trenches where sunlight never reaches. It is ancient in the way deep water is ancient. Its body produces pressure waves when it moves, capable of generating ocean currents and whirlpools from a complete standstill. Kingdra is serene on the surface but releases a force on movement that rivals underwater explosions. It is a creature of contained power. Luxray sees through anything: walls, rock, concealment. Its eyes cut through every barrier like light through glass. Its body crackles with stored electrical charge constantly. When Luxray locks eyes on a target, the electricity discharges in a concentrated beam that leaves scorched trails across any surface it touches. Luxray does not hunt by smell or sound. It hunts by sight, through everything. The chamber took longer this time. Water energy and electrical energy should cancel each other. Every simulator said the fusion would fail. The machines argued against it for the entire preparation phase. The chamber started the sequence anyway. Blue and gold light twisted together in patterns that changed too fast to track. Sparks exploded against the interior glass. Water condensed along the walls of the lab. The fusion lasted 91 seconds, longer than any before it. Then the chamber doors opened. The fusion was long and sleek, covered in deep blue scales that crackled with electric gold patterns running from snout to tail like living circuits. Its eyes were Luxray's, bright gold, but now they shifted color when it scanned the room, cycling through the electromagnetic spectrum visibly. It moved like water, crackled like a storm. We called it the deep current. We set the test in a sealed tank. The deep current entered the water. The entire tank lit up from inside with electric blue light. It discharged through the water, then simultaneously fired its gaze through the reinforced tank wall and burned a precise hole in a steel panel 3 meters beyond the glass. It hunted through matter and electrified what it found. The silence in the room afterward was heavy. One of the technicians quietly saved the footage and backed it up to 3 separate drives without being asked. Galark is a giant, an ancient automaton built by a civilization that no longer exists. It stands taller than most buildings. Its body is stone and metal, sealed with markings meant to contain the enormous energy churning inside it. Remove those seals and Galark's power becomes uncontrollable. When it flies, it moves like a comet. When it strikes, entire hillsides shift. Galark is not aggressive, but it is indestructible. Centiscorch burns. Its entire body is one continuous heat source. Every segment glows red and radiates intense fire that can melt steel. Coils, constricts, and burns simultaneously. Centiscorch uses its heat offensively and defensively. Before we even began loading them in, Centiscorch had already raised the ambient room temperature by 9 degrees. Galark stood completely still in its containment area and showed no reaction to the heat. Simply waited. That contrast alone was unsettling. One creature that never stops generating energy. One creature that has been containing its energy for centuries. We were about to find out what happened when those 2 philosophies collided. The moment we began loading them into the chamber, the temperature sensors in the laboratory spiked. The machine powered to levels we had not seen before. Red warning indicators lit up on 2 secondary systems. The energy readings climbed past our projected maximum and kept going. The containment team held their positions. The sequence initiated. The chamber shook. Light poured through every seal. The floor vibrated. 12 seconds from completion, the left pressure valve blew and had to be overridden manually. 68 seconds of raw, barely controlled energy. And then silence. The doors opened. The fusion filled the chamber entrance completely. Galark's enormous stone frame now burned from every joint and crack in its body with Centiskorch's fire. Heat rolled off it in visible waves. Its eyes were a deep volcanic orange. Centiskorch's segments had fused into armor plating along its arms and torso. When it moved, the floor cracked slightly beneath it. When it exhaled, the air warped. We called it the Cinder Titan. The test structure in the outer zone, a reinforced observation bunker built for high-impact testing, was reduced to rubble in one strike and one breath. The Cinder Titan moved slowly, deliberately, and it ended things completely when it chose to. The team was quiet for a long time, and then the lead researcher said what we were all thinking. We have one experiment left. The last pair had been locked in separate containment since the project began. Every member of the team had read the theoretical risk report. We had all signed forms acknowledging the possibility of catastrophic chamber failure. 2 members requested reassignment before this final session. We respected that. This is the part where things stopped going according to plan. The sequence began normally. The chamber sealed. The energy readings rose at the expected rate. Then, at 11 seconds into the fusion, the primary condenser overloaded. A secondary system automatically engaged. At 30 seconds, the temperature inside the chamber exceeded every safety threshold. At 55 seconds, the chamber exploded open. The creature that came out was not what we designed. It was enormous. It was shifting, could not hold a single form. Energy poured off it in all directions. It hit the ceiling and the ceiling cracked. It turned toward the main observation panel and the glass shattered from the field it was radiating. It was not aggressive by choice. It was simply too powerful to exist in a contained space without destroying it. The laboratory was failing around it. There was only one option. We released the 4 previous fusions simultaneously. The spectral construct moved first. It hit the unstable fusion with a wave of psychic ghost energy that slowed it for 3 seconds. The canopy striker was already airborne before the creature recovered, raining leaf blades across its energy field to disrupt the destabilization pattern. The deep current surged through the flooded lower floor and discharged an electric blast directly into its core. The creature staggered. Then the Cinder Titan walked forward. It wrapped its arms around the unstable fusion. The heat it radiated met the out-of-control energy and began absorbing it, converting it, containing it. The floor buckled. The room shook. Every light in the building went out, and then everything stopped. When the emergency generators came back on, the unstable fusion was dormant, contained by the combined force of every experiment that came before it. Each fusion had contributed something different. Speed, precision, electricity, raw heat. None of them alone would have been enough, but together they were exactly sufficient. Not more, not less. Exactly what was needed, that felt meaningful. We sat in the wreckage of the laboratory that night and looked at what remained. For fusions that should not exist. One containment event that should have gone far worse. A building that would take months to repair. And a team that was somehow still whole. The data we collected that night filled over 300 pages of documentation. We have been studying it ever since. Some results still have no explanation. Some energy signatures recorded during the final fusion do not match any known Pokémon type classification. Something new was created in that chamber. Something our current science has no category for yet. And a single question that none of us could stop thinking about. If 4 pairs of Pokémon could produce results like this, what would happen with 6 or 10? What combinations exist that we haven't even imagined yet? What fusion is out there that would change everything we think we know? Leave your answer in the comments, because the next experiment is already being planned.